Hello everybody and welcome to the first video ever on Full Take Sports, and today we are doing our NFL AFC Record Predictions for the 23-24 season, and I'm excited. So I do have a second channel. It is called Furious Gamer 777, where I play games and where I used to post videos, but I'm starting this new channel to get started on sports topics and all of that. And this channel is going to be primarily about football, but we're going to sprinkle a little bit of basketball, baseball, and even some soccer in there. So, yeah. We are rocking with the Houston Texans. This is my gameplay, obviously, from my other channel. But we're rocking with the Houston Texans because they were the worst team in the AFC this year. And so I'm showing them a little bit of love, because nobody really talks about them. So now your season is a success because you get to be in my video. So it's really cool. But anyways, starting off, we have the AFC West with the Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, Las Vegas Raiders, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Coming in last, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. And this should not be surprising. This team has not really made any changes that I've heard of this offseason, and they went 6-11 last year. So I don't think they're getting any better, especially when their only change was them getting worse. They lost Derek Carr to the Saints, and now they have Jimmy Garoppolo, who I think is a downgrade. The defense is still terrible. Max Crosby, I mean, he's obviously great, but who else do you have? Nobody. You have Josh McDaniels coaching. Okay, not great. The offense is still good, but just you went 6-11 last year. There's no way you could possibly do any better when you got worse. So I have them coming in at 2-15, 1-5 in the division, and being the worst team in the AFC. And I have them winning against the Packers and the Broncos. Now coming in third, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Now this roster is absolutely amazing, but they have some problems, okay? Their defense is insane. They have a great secondary, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr., great pass rush, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, great team, great offense, really tall. It's going to help you get some good defenses because you can't really stop height. But they're just a little weird to me, okay? They made the playoffs last year, and obviously they choked the game, and they had some really close games against the best team in the league and the Chiefs. But they didn't really finish those games. They did good. They had a good season. They went 10-7, but they weren't a great team. They got Brandon Staley coaching. They have Justin Herbert at quarterback, who are good, but they are not great. And so this team just really does not do it for me. They just don't get over the hump, in my opinion, because they're really insane roster. And they're good, but Justin Herbert and Brandon Staley are just not great. I'm sorry, Justin Herbert fans, but I'm not on the Justin Herbert hype train. I'd be really excited if he took a step up this year, but he's good. He's going to have some close games. He's going to win you some games, but he's not great. So I have them coming in at 9-8, 2-4 in the division, and losing to the Titans, Chiefs, Lions, Ravens, Broncos, Bills, Broncos, and the Chiefs, and missing out on the playoffs. Now, coming in second, we have the Denver Broncos. And I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you guys. I have them coming in at 10-7, 4-2 in the division, and missing out on the playoffs. But that's expected. Okay, you guys went 5-12 last year, something like that. Okay, Russell Wilson was terrible. You had Nathaniel Hackett coaching you. Now you have Sean Payton, who's in his first year. He's been retired for a little bit, so it might take him a little bit. Russell Wilson still has to build that confidence. This offense still has to get used to the new game plan, the new scheme. So it might take him a little bit. So I do have them missing out on the playoffs. But 10-7 is by no means bad. Sean Payton is certainly going to help out Russell Wilson and help him improve way from last year, way better than last year. Their defense was insane last year. It was really, really good. It's just their offense was absolutely terrible. And now with this offense being good, I do have them winning double-digit games, but sadly missing out on the playoffs from a tiebreaker. So sorry, Broncos fans, but this is certainly an improvement. I would not be disappointed. So I have them losing to the Dolphins, Chiefs, Packers, Bills, Lions, Patriots, and the Raiders. moving on, we have the Kansas City Chiefs coming in first in the division, but second in the conference. I do have them coming in as the second seed, 12-5, 5-1 in the division. And I'm sorry, Chiefs fans, no bye week this year, but I still do really love this team. I still do really love Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. The defense is young. Patrick Mahomes, of course, the new quarterback series, pretty cool, and he's on there, so cool. But this is, I mean, they have really good key players. You have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid. That's going to get them to 12-5. But I don't have them getting the first seed because they are really, really young. Look at their wide receivers. Sky Moore. You got the new young tight end who's going to be behind Travis Kelce. You got no fullback this year, which really doesn't matter, but I'm just saying. And then your running back, Isaiah Pacheco, second year. Your defense is all really young. Trent McDuffie, okay, George Karlaftis. They're all really super young, so in some big games, it might be a little bit difficult. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to get used to playing with these younger guys. So 12-5, still not all that bad. I have them coming in second in the conference and losing to the Lions, Jaguars, Broncos, Eagles, and the Bengals. Now moving on, we have the AFC North consisting of the Bengals, Ravens, Browns, and the Steelers. And coming in last, we have the Cleveland Browns. Now Deshaun Watson obviously has a whole offseason this year and is going to be able to play the full season. But it's still going to take him a little bit. He was the worst quarterback in the league last year once he started, worst passer rating. Won some games, but, not all that good. And the defense is still terrible. You have Myles Garrett and you have some young pieces, but it's really not all that good. But the offense is pretty good. You have Deshaun Watson. You have Nick Chubb. You have a really good wide receiver core. The O-line's not bad. But the coaching is not great. And it's going to be a little bit hard because you have two very ball-dominant players. There you have Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb. You want the ball in both of their hands, but you just can't put it in both of their hands at the same time. It's not like having a wide receiver and a quarterback like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. It's different, okay? So it's going to take them a little bit to get used to that and how to share the ball. But I have them coming in at 7-10, 2-4, and winning against the Colts, Cardinals, Steelers, Rams, Bears, Texans, and the Bengals. Now coming in third, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, obviously, their defense is way better than the Browns, but their offense is worse than the Ravens. So, coming in third, you're right in between there. So, I still have them coming in at 10-7, 2-4, and making the playoffs, baby. I know you guys missed out on it last year, but this year is y'all's year. You guys are getting a little bit older, okay? Kenny Pickett was in his rookie year. George Pickens was in his rookie year. Both of those guys showed great promise and were really good last year, in my opinion. Kenny Pickett was great in the fourth quarter, obviously because of his defense, but the defense is still absolutely amazing. Okay, injuries kind of held them back last year, and they still went 9-8 with a young offense. Najee Harris now in his third year. Okay, the O-line, still not great, but, the main thing holding this team back, I think, is Matt Canada, or Canada, however you pronounce his last name. He's really not that good of an offensive coordinator, and they really need to move on from him. But Mike Tomlin is still a great coach, and I'm still really excited for this team. So 10-7, 2-4, and being the 6th seed in the playoffs, and losing to the Jaguars, Titans, Browns, Bengals again, Seahawks, and the Ravens. Now coming in second, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I have them coming in at 11-6. Sorry, my bad. 11-6, 4-2 in the division, and making the 5th seed. This team could be really, really good. This team could win up to 13 games even. I really do love this team, but I think it's going to take them a little bit. They got a new playbook. They got a new offense. It may take them a little bit. Lamar Jackson's coming in with a different play style, trying to pass the ball more than he runs. But that's just going to make his runs more effective. This offense is going to be really great with Todd Monken, and now Lamar Jackson has new receiving options. You still got Devin Duvernay. You have Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham that you're adding. This offense is going to be electric. And then on the defensive side, you have Kyle Hamilton in his second year, okay? You have Roquan Smith now with a whole offseason. You have Marlon Humphrey, okay? This defense is really, really good with a really, really good offense. You're just in a really, really tough division, a really, really tough conference. So 11-6 is not all that bad, but this team could certainly get the 1 seed. Do not get me wrong. This is a really, really good team, but I do have them losing 6 games and losing to the Steelers, Seahawks, Bengals, Rams, Jaguars, 49, and the 49ers. And coming in first, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. I have them getting the 1 seed, baby. 12-5, getting the 1 seed, winning the tiebreaker against the Chiefs. So yeah, the 1 seed. I don't think they've done that yet, but now they have. Think about this. 2 years ago, they made the Super Bowl, okay? That was with Joe Burrow in his second year, Zach Taylor in like his third or fourth year. Jamar Chase was a rookie. Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins were still young. The defense was still young. Now you've only improved since then. You still have your core pieces. They've only gotten better. This team is going to be really, really good last year. They got knocked out. They lost to the Chiefs last year. This team has a lot to prove, a lot to do. And I think they're going to do big things this year. So 12-5, getting the first seed, 4-2 in the division. And losing against the Ravens, Seahawks, 49ers, Bills, and the Browns. But really excited for this team. Now moving on, we have the AFC South with the Jaguars, Titans, Texans, and the Colts. So coming in last, we have the Houston Texans. This team was really, really competitive last year. And don't get me wrong, this team could certainly win maybe 7 or 8 games. But I do have them coming in at 5-12, 2-4 in the division, and coming in last, of course. But this team is really young. I'm really excited for their future. Really excited for this team. You have C.J. Stroud. You have Will Anderson. You have Dameon Pierce. You have Jalen Petre, okay? You have some really young pieces. You have Derek Stingley, okay? You have Kenyon Green, okay? Really young pieces. You have John Mechie potentially coming back. I don't know what's going on with his cancer right now, but I'm hoping for the best for him, okay? This team is really young. D'Amico Ryan's in his first year, okay? This team is really young, and I'm really excited to see what they can do. But I have them coming in at 5-12. It's going to take C.J. Stroud a little bit to get used to it. He was just at Ohio State. He was just in the Big Ten, the best team in that conference. I mean, maybe other than Michigan, but okay, he was on a really good team. Now you're in one of the worst teams in the AFC. It's going to take you a little bit to get used to things, okay? But I'm still really excited for this team's future and to see what they can do. This team was really competitive last year. They had a really good defense last year. Now you add in a good coach in D'Amico Ryans. This team could maybe win 8 games. I just don't see it happening. But I have them coming in at 5-12, 2-4 in the division, and winning against the Colts, Saints, Buccaneers, Cardinals, and the Titans. Now coming in third, I have the Indianapolis Colts. And I have the same problem with this team. This team has a really, really good roster. They added Anthony Richardson. They added a good coach in Shane Steichen, who I think is really going to help him progress and learn how to play the game. Anthony Richardson did not get many snaps, but obviously he's going to play, and he's going to get better, progress over time. His legs are going to help him out as he is young. So he's going to be running, and it's going to help him get out of some tricky situations. Now, the roster looks insane. You have Jonathan Taylor, who hopefully won't get as hurt this year, okay? You have a really good roster. You have Alec Pierce. You have Michael Pittman, who's going to be a good receiver for Anthony Richardson to throw to. Okay, good read option game with Jonathan Taylor. You have a pretty good defense. The roster looks really good. You have a really good coach, but they just didn't do it all good last year. You know, you go from Anthony Richardson to Matt Ryan. Okay, I don't see you winning that many more games, but I don't know what went wrong with this team. Maybe it was injuries, maybe it was lack of confidence, maybe it was coaching. But last year they went like 4-13, and that's just not all that good. I don't know what happened. I think that team last year, I was really high on that team. I had them winning like 10 games. Okay, but I just cannot bet on them to do that again, even though I think they have a really good roster, a nice young quarterback who can get himself out of trouble with his legs, nice and athletic. They have a system. They know what they're doing. Their coach is good. I don't know what to tell you. I have them coming in at 5-12, 3-3 in the division, and winning against the Jaguars, Titans, Buccaneers, Raiders, and the Texans. Sorry, Colts fans. You guys could definitely maybe win 9 games. But I just did not see enough from you guys last year to give you that. Now moving on to second, we have the Tennessee Titans. And I have them coming in at 8-9, 3-3. Their roster is just not good. It's not a good roster. You have Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, Amani Hooker, Treylon Burks, and Kevin Byard. okay, you know, Derrick Henry's definitely going to get wore down. You know, he's been taking a lot of carries, a lot of hits. He's a physical running back. His body is starting to wear down, okay? So, you know, he's not as great as he was, you know, a couple years ago. Okay, Ryan Tannehill's getting older. Okay, the quarterback room, there's a whole lot of traffic in there, all right? But the coaching is good. The defense is okay. They have a system. They have a scheme. They know what they're doing. They have a way to play. And that is why I have them winning 8 and 9. I have them coming in at 8 and 9, and second in the division because they know what they're doing. It's not a great roster. Treylon Burks is your number one receiver. Okay, the O-line is okay. Ryan Tannehill is your quarterback, but they're getting better. Ryan Tannehill is still progressing at the age of 34, so because of the competition that is coming into the quarterback room, his second replacement has just been drafted, so he's getting better every year. But they're still just not all that good. So I've been coming in at 8 and 9, 3 and 3, and winning against the Saints, Chargers, Browns, Steelers, Panthers, Texans, and the Jaguars. I really do like this team. I like their scheme. I like everything about them, but their roster is just not good. Now coming in first, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I have them coming in at 9 and 8, 4 and 2, and don't yell at me yet. Okay, I have this team winning the division very early on in the year as far as winning the division goes. Obviously, you're not going to win the division week 4, but, you know, pretty early on for as far as that goes. So I am really excited for this team. Okay, their wide receivers have just gotten better. You added Calvin Ridley, who's a great player. He's betting on himself this year, okay? Trevor Lawrence now gets to take a step up after making the playoffs last year and getting that experience. Now you have your coach in your second year with the team. Okay, the defense is kind of holding you back slightly. They have a great linebacker unit, best in the league. Okay, but the corners aren't that great. The safeties aren't that great. The defensive line isn't that great. So it kind of holds you back a little bit. But they're still a great team. I had them making the 4th seed and making the playoffs, of course, because they're winning the division. 9 and 8, 4 and 2 in the division, and losing against the Colts, Bills, Saints, 49ers, Bengals, Buccaneers, Panthers, and the Titans. Now moving on, we have the AFC East with the Bills, Jets, Patriots, and the Dolphins. And coming in last, I'm sorry to say it, we have the Buffalo Bills. Okay, the Buffalo Bills have some controversy going on. Okay, Stephon Diggs isn't happy. I don't know what's going on. Josh Allen, is having to cover up for it. The team is not feeling good. You have a defensive coach, which is kind of bad in this economy. The defense hasn't really improved. The team has stayed the same consistently throughout these years, and they're just getting older. Von Miller was banged up last year. Okay, this team, we've seen what this team can do. They peaked in the AFC Championship when they got with the Chiefs. Okay, that's when they peaked. Okay, they haven't gotten better. They haven't improved. They're just getting older. They're just getting worse. They're just getting more mad at each other that they can't get it done. And so I have this team coming in at 9 and 8, 1 and 5 in the division, and missing out on the playoffs. Sorry, Bills fans, but I just don't see it from you this year in this division, in this conference. I have them losing to the Jets, Dolphins, Giants, Patriots, Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, and the Patriots. Now moving on, I have the New York Jets coming in third, losing a tiebreaker, and being 3 and 3 in the division, 10 and 7 overall. But 10 and 7 is not bad at all. Okay, this is your first year with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has never played with an O-line like this. He doesn't want to get hit. He's an older quarterback, and now you have his number one receiver is a young receiver. He is not good with young receivers. He doesn't like to throw the ball. And then, Breece Hall got injured last year after he was doing really good. We'll see how he can bounce back. The defense is really good. You have some really good corners, okay, but you have a defensive coach. Aaron Rodgers is going to take some time. He is a problem, okay? Aaron Rodgers is a problem. All right, it's going to take him some time. He's going to win you some games, but this is all brand new to him, and he does not understand that. So I have them coming in at 10-7, missing the playoffs. But don't get me wrong, this is not a failure for the Jets. Give Aaron Rodgers another year, and you guys will make it to the playoffs. I'm super excited for this team. Maybe they do win 12 games, but I just don't see it happening. He's in New York. He's got hard knocks. Everything just seems to be the opposite way and flipped around for Aaron Rodgers. It does not look good for them. But I do have them losing to the Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Dolphins, and the Patriots. Now, coming in second, I have the New England Patriots coming in at 10-7, 4-2, and making the playoffs and being the 7th seed, baby. Okay, last year, they went like 8-9. They were not good. The offense looked terrible. But now you have an actual offensive coordinator. You have Bill O'Brien, okay? You have Mac Jones now in his 3rd year. You have a new offense. You have some receivers that are growing and getting better. The defense is still going to be insane with Coach Bill Belichick. Okay, this team is getting better, all right? They have Juju Smith-Schuster now. I am super excited for this team. I have them coming in at 10-7. When you go from Matt Patricia to Bill O'Brien, that's going to win you 2 more games in a season. So I have them losing against the Eagles, Dolphins, Cowboys, Dolphins, Chargers, Steelers, and the Chiefs, being 10-7 and making that 7th seed. And coming in first, I have the Miami Dolphins, baby, coming in at 10-7, 4-2 in the division, and making the 3rd seed, baby. Really excited for this Dolphins team with Jalen Ramsey, the new addition. You add Vic Fangio to that defense now, to coaching that defense now. I am really, really excited for this team. Tua should stay healthy now. He's taking his jiu-jitsu classes, and he was absolutely amazing last year. Now you have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, the new running back. I think they got Zach Moss, maybe. They got somebody, but I'm super excited for this Dolphins team. 10-7, losing to the Chargers, losing to the Chargers, Eagles, Chiefs, Jets, Commanders, Ravens, and Bills. This team was already really good last year, and now they're winning the division. Tua's going to stay healthy. You add Jalen Ramsey. You add Vic Fangio to that defense. Mike McDaniel in his 2nd year. They're going to do some good things. And so, yeah, here are the standings. Coming in first, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at 12-5. Coming in second, we have the Chiefs, 12-5. Third, the Dolphins, 10-7. Fourth, the Jaguars, 9-8. Those are all our division winners. Then you have the Ravens at 11-6. Coming in fifth, Steelers, 10-7. 6-7, Patriots, 10-7. Those are all our playoff teams, wildcard teams. And then all the other teams that did not make the playoffs. The Raiders are by themselves because they're the worst team in the league, so they don't deserve to be with the others. Obviously, 3 games back from the team in 15th there. So sorry if your team did not make the playoffs, but trust me, most of these teams down here have bright futures, except for some. But, yeah, really excited for this year. Really excited for the AFC. If this was your first time watching the channel, which it is because this is our first video, please subscribe. Please give me a chance. Love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.